Hello, I am Jeff, and I want to talk about pranks, and specifically pranks at the office. And I know some people work from home, but some people actually still go into the office. So I want to talk about office pranks. And boy, I have done a lot of them. So we're going to jump in. Here we go. Hi again. This is Jeff, and this is the RoneyZone podcast, and it centers around stories with heart, humor, and nostalgia. And I have been the aficionado of pranks for quite a while. I remember back in the day when you would take toilet paper and then you would TP someone's house. And in those days, you wouldn't get looked down upon or have the authorities called on you or somebody do something to you because they weren't sure who you were. People just, ha ha, oh boy, they TP'd my house, and they would throw toilet paper up in the trees and it'd be hanging down and all this stuff. Those days are gone. If you do that, people will think you're crazy because usually when there's some type of issue, that's the first to go is the toilet paper. So, I mean, people just don't want to waste toilet paper. But when I worked at the office, there were many, many, many opportunities for pranks. So the main one I love to do, there was variations. I would mess with people's office chair. I would lower the chair. Now, this worked a couple of times, but then my friend kind of bonked his head in the back of the chair because he was running back and forth. I think he was like production manager or something of whatever we were doing. And so he slid in and he bonked the back of his head, and I go, that's probably not good. The other one, which was my favorite one, I would hide people's chairs in many, many different places. And so once they figured out it was me, you would hear, Jeff, and then I'd be sitting at my cubicle and I'd say, what's the problem? And they go, where's my chair? And I go, the earth? I don't know. They said, it's not in my desk. And I said, listen, I said, the way they built this building, it's really off. It's not, they didn't really use any level anyway. So it could have rolled anywhere. How should I keep up with all the places your chair is? Get my chair. And so I say, well, all right, I'll stop the important work I'm doing and I'll go look for it. But, you know, my boss, because the boss could hear, and she goes, Jeff, just go get her chair. I thought, all right. All right. So then I would find, I go, oh, here it is. Oh, yeah, here it is. So I move it over and give it back. This happened quite a bit. The crowning achievement of that prank was when I took someone's chair and I put it in the elevator. They got so mad. And then they said, you know, Jeff, find my chair. Where is my chair at? And I said, well, all right, I'll take a look. And the elevator arrived at the second floor. We were on the second floor at that time. And the doors open. And I looked, and someone in the elevator was sitting on the chair. They felt like they were part of the royal family in an elevator, sitting on a chair. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Oh, man. So the person whose chair was just, I don't think ever spoke to me again, but maybe it was a good thing, probably. Anyway, so another thing I did was on April Fool's Day at work, I took all the staples out of the stapler. So it was kind of like a fun little, you listen, and then you hear someone hit the stapler to staple something, and then, hey, what's going on? And I'd have to just bite my lip, and then they do it again. It's like, where did my staples go? I don't think I used it up. Then somebody else hits the stapler. Like, huh? It's happened the same for me. And then the third or fourth person, but it throughout the day, it was this magical thing. And then they were going to contact probably Fox and Mulder or something, and it's like there's some X-File thing. I all the staples are gone. And I go, that's really strange. I said, mine are gone too, because I had to be in on it. Oh, they got so mad. It's like, Jeff, give me all our staples. And, but, fun, sometimes fun. It's funny. Whatever job you're in, the farther back you think, the more fun that you had. Like, for instance, I know I'm going long. All right. So one company I worked for, we had a Christmas tree, and it was Christmas time. We didn't have official Christmas ornaments or decorations. So we used whatever we had. We found a sock. We found a can. It wasn't a can of beer, but it was a can of soda. We decorated the tree with things that we had. Now, it's ridiculous, but that's what we did back at that time. The mouse of the computer mouse, I did two things that were drove people just crazy. And one was I took the ball. Remember the old ball that they would, rotate around and move around to move the mouse? I took the ball out so they could move it around, but it wasn't doing anything. And so they said, something's wrong with the computer. They called IT to get it fixed. And I was just waiting. I was going, I don't think IT is going to do anything about it. So, no, it looks like the ball's missing from your mouse. And then I moved it up when they had the optical little hole and the optical reader underneath the mouse, because I taped paper over the hole. The same fun. Okay, last one. We had these overhead storage little areas in each of the cubicles. So that's where you put your papers and your books and stuff that you were needed for your job. I stuffed packing peanuts into this, and it was quite an event, because we had a shipping department, and so I borrowed a bunch of packing peanuts. I held them up and I forced them into this overhead storage place for the cubicle. Then I shut it, and then I got rid of all the evidence putting it in there. The person came back to their cube, and so they're getting their work done and everything. And then all of a sudden they opened it, and you could hear this falling down of all these packing peanuts out of their thing. And then they shut it really fast. Go, who did this? And I was always number one on everyone's list for silly, ridiculous things. But I was just trying to bring joy and happiness. But people got so mad because I did another video about making friends, and I think maybe some of these things caught up to me. Just maybe. And people just kind of spread the word. Don't be friends with Jeff. He pulls pranks all the time. Oh, I love pulling pranks. Oh man. If I could have done them when I went to church, boy, I think God would have got mad. Anyway, pranks. Do you do pranks? Have you ever done pranks? Do you do pranks at work? Do you do pranks at home? Do you do pranks at the bowling alley? Where do you do pranks? If you do pranks, and please leave comments telling me about your pranks. I am interested. I want to know, because from one pranker to another, we gotta stick together. We got to. So anyway, let me know about your pranks. or pranks that somebody else pulled on you or that you pulled on somebody else. Please let me know in the comments. And if you like these types of stories, that's fantastic. Then this is the podcast for you. So please like and subscribe this podcast. And that we would really appreciate it because it spreads the word to other people that maybe want to be annoyed by pranks. Oh, man. Anyway, so that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of this. We're really trying to build a community. So until next time, this is Jeff. See ya. Bye.